What has happened to the PC gaming community? Are we okay? Are we sick in the head? Have we been infiltrated by a mind virus? We're on our hands and knees at the feet of NVIDIA, begging for the opportunity to shell out our life savings for incremental upgrades that have no effect on our overall gaming experience. NVIDIA, can I get 20 more frames? NVIDIA, can I get 15% more performance? NVIDIA, oh my God, the lighting and the reflections of those puddles looks amazing. NVIDIA. We're pigs fighting for a space at the trough, ready to devour any bit of slop that is fed to us. We aren't gamers anymore. A more appropriate term would be hardware enthusiasts. Do you remember the days when all the boys, your friends, brothers, and cousins would gather around the TV and take turns seeing who could get the highest wanted level in GTA 3? The last thing on our mind was the frames. Do you remember as a child gripping the SNES controller in frustration as Bowser killed you for the 5th time in Super Mario World before launching the controller across the room? We sure as hell weren't thinking about the frames, man. Do you remember your first playthrough of Chrono Trigger, getting lost in a story and world that was so engaging that it entered our soul, changing us as a human and our perspective on gaming for the rest of all time? At no point were we concerned with the frames. Final Fantasy X, getting lost in a realm so beautiful and all-encompassing that we wouldn't exit our bedrooms for days at a time, and our parents were concerned with our well-being. It may be different titles that were significant to you, but the point remains. It's not about the frames, man. It's about the games, man. Don't get me wrong, graphics improve the experience of a game, but only ever so slightly. If the core experience isn't there, then I don't care how good or realistic the graphics are. I don't care if there is ray tracing, nanite, or lumens. I just want a true gaming experience where the mechanics shine and the gameplay is divine. And the truth is, graphics have hit a wall. The graphics curve has plateaued. It's been well over a decade since I've looked at a game and said, "Holy shite, look at those graphics." I may be showing my age, but I think the point remains. It's not about the frames, man. It's about the games, man. The truth is, the quality of AAA games has decreased significantly. There are so many dead games out there. To me, a dead game is one where the graphics are beautiful and photorealistic, but there are barely any ways to interact with the environment. At that point, our characters might as well be trapped in a gray cube, floating through subliminal space. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge tech nerd. I love technology. But for the price of a $2,000 GPU, the benefits we receive as casual gamers are so insignificant they barely exist. And I'm not even getting into scalper territory, where the already obscene prices skyrocket and a mischievous middleman slaps a FOMO tax on an already overpriced redundant product. Look at the consoles of the past. There was an increase in graphical fidelity that was priced appropriately, and we were happy to pay for it and reward the makers for the beauty of their creation. From the NES to the SNES, from the Super Nintendo Entertainment System to the N64, from the Nintendo 64 to the PlayStation, from the PlayStation to the Xbox or the PlayStation 2, and further down the road, the Xbox One or the PlayStation 3. There are many more systems and handhelds and various components of computer hardware that I'm not mentioning, but the point remains. Between each of these iterations, there existed an obvious upgrade in perceivable quality. But that's all gone. In my opinion, the technology peaked long ago. Yet still we as gamers believe the hype and marketing and shell out a small fortune for incremental upgrades to numbers and stats that we can barely perceive with our human eyes. It's not about the frames, man. It's about the games, man. If you're a professional out there who buys one of these GPUs as a tool for your work, that you can add to your tax write-offs as it will increase your productivity and enable you to make even more money, then man, this message ain't for you. Keep on going. But if you're a casual gamer and have an amount of money that can change someone's life that you wish to spend on a graphics card only to plug it into your PC, run a few benchmarks to validate your purchase, then play your game of choice for half an hour and half-heartedly smile at the larger FPS number shown to you by MSI Afterburner, only to shut the game down and go back to doom scrolling through YouTube or gooning, well, you do you, man, if that's what makes you happy. Just consider that maybe that money could serve you better elsewhere. I don't know. Open a high-yield savings account, invest in gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETFs, index funds, or God forbid the S&P 500. Start a small business. You could even buy yourself a 99 Toyota Camry with 140,000 miles and donate what's left to a friend in need. After all, you can go on eBay right now and purchase a 1080 Ti for less than $180, maybe even $140 if you make a few offers, and game to your heart's content. That's what I did. And I play every game in beautifully rendered 4K resolution, along with excellent performance in DaVinci, Blender, Unreal Engine, or any program that my heart desires. I'm just saying, I think as gamers, we may have lost touch with what got us here in the first place. Maybe we've lost the plot, or maybe we've evolved. Maybe we aren't gamers anymore. We're hardware enthusiasts.